What's going on with Jimmy Butler, y'all? And what's going on with you out there? Welcome back. This is Daily Decodes 81-2. And the Heat suspend Jimmy Butler for 7 games and will seek to trade him. All right? So, Butler was Miami's best player for 5 years. Says the Associated Press here. The leader of a team that went to the NBA Finals twice in his tenure. He talked big and at times played bigger. He spoke with reverence for the city, for the franchise, for the famed Heat culture. He also missed a lot of games, seemed unhappy at times, and then didn't get a $113 million extension that he was eligible for last summer, and now a breakup looms. One day after Butler said that he doesn't think he can find an on-court joy in Miami. Going forward, the Heat suspended him for 7 games and said they will listen to trade offers. A clear sign that they do not expect him to wear their uniform again. And this he's been on his fair share of teams, right? We have suspended Jimmy Butler for 7 games for multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team over the course of the season, and particularly the last several weeks. The team said in a statement Friday night, "Through his actions and statements, he has shown he no longer wants to be part of this team." All right. So let's see what's going on. I'm going to show you some amazing connections here once again to expose these news stories for what they are, and they are scripted by the numbers. I swear these articles are just pumped out of some computer. History repeats, patterns, letters are equivalent to numbers, right? Okay, let's hear Jimmy Butler out here.
I feel like I did my job, or what at least my job is now.
When you say what your job is now, we're sort of not used to see you standing in the corner for extended periods like that. Is that a change in the team approach that has cast you that way? And for you to be your best version of yourself, can that be your role and you thrive to the best of your ability?
It can be my role here, but I mean that's not what I'm used to being. I haven't been that since I don't know my first, second, third year in the league, where I just went out there and played defense. But I competed, I guarded, I try not to let my man score. But that's what I'm doing now.
Jimmy, when do you feel like your role in the offense changed, and what has been the toughest adjustment to that change?
It's not a tough adjustment to me. I'm going out there to compete to win either way. Whether I score 9 points or 29 points, I will compete. That's one thing that I will say. So you won't say that I'm out there not playing hard. It may look like that because my usage is down and I don't shoot the ball a lot, but we won't sit here and say that I don't play hard.
What will fix it? What do you want to see happen to fix it?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, off the court. But I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop, and I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
Thank you, Jimmy. All right, so what appears to be an unhappy Jimmy Butler, right? So let's get into it. Look, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? Jimmy Carter trending, RIP, right? The former president of the United States, right? Think about the language, like I told you. It all starts with the language, okay? Jimmy Carter trending, Jimmy Butler trending. Ring a bell, right? It's because it sounds similar, right? You get two Jimmys, Carter, Butler, right? And isn't it amazing? Heat suspends Jimmy Butler for 7 games and will seek to trade him. Jimmy equals 70 in the ordinal cipher, and 70 that's interesting because you see the 7 right there, right? If you're thinking about 70, 7 and 0, go ahead and just scratch that 0. And like I stated, you see the 7 right there in his first name. And I left open the cipher there so you can see it. ABC 123, J is the 10th letter, I 9, M 13. So you get double M's. Y is the 25th letter. You just add it up and you get 70. And he's suspended 7 games. And we're in the year 25. Happy New Year. Jimmy equals 25 and traded. All right. This character's been on uh, more than a few teams, hasn't he? So is he going to go to a new team? What's going to happen here? Is he going to revisit one of his former teams? We'll see. But traded and Jimmy both equal 25. I mean, that's kind of big with the new year 25, isn't it? And besides that, think about Christmas, which, Christmas, even on the 25th day of September, and, Christmas energy, New Year energy still lingering. Okay, so the Heat suspend Jimmy Butler 7 games, will seek to trade him. Look at his full name, Jimmy Butler the third. And Jimmy Butler the third equals 95 in reverse reduction. You see the chart right there? And you'll hear a lot of rumors about Michael Jordan connected to Jimmy Butler. A lot of people think maybe Michael Jordan could be Jimmy Butler's father, that maybe they kind of swept under the rug, right? They're not really talking about it, but a lot of us think that that's a possibility, don't we? They look very similar. Uh, when you look at pictures of the two, and they'll have the hair on Jimmy Butler and do different things with it. To me, it's kind of like a distraction from the fact that he looks very similar to Michael Jordan. And notice how he played for the Bulls, one of his teams in the past, right? That's pretty damn interesting. And not only that, that 95, remember Michael Jordan was trending because his mansion sold for 9.5 million. So you see the connection right there. Also with another trending story. Okay, I just did the breakdown. You can see it on this channel in the video section. Apple getting sued, connected with Siri for eavesdropping on customers, right? Well, they had to pay out, or they're supposed to pay out $95 million. Okay, and that's another 95. All right. Well, look at this. Okay, look at the article. This is on January 3rd. So it's 1-3. And we already kind of broke down that 25, right? But look at 1-3 is like 13, right? 1-3. And even Michael Jordan equals 113 in the ordinal cipher. And Butler also missed a lot of games, seemed unhappy at times, and then didn't get a $113 million extension that he was eligible for last summer. Even the National Basketball League, if you type it in the calculator, equals 113. Also Kobe Bryant equals 113, a character very much connected to Michael Jordan, right? You talk about GOATs maybe nowadays. A lot of people are going to talk about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. That's going to be the argument. Even though RIP to Kobe, uh, that anniversary right around the corner. And, obviously Michael Jordan no longer a player, but very much connected. And there's a lot of LeBron energy going on right now. LeBron James, his birthday was December 30th, right? So still just a few days back. And remember, LeBron James also was a member of the Miami Heat, okay? And even Butler left a mark in Miami over 5.5 seasons. 8th in team history in points, 8th in assists, 8th in steals. All of that in just 313 appearances. So you get the 313 to sync up with the 113s and the 1/3 right there. And Butler happens to be 35 years old currently. I'm just catching that right there. And look, remember, only Miami and the Chicago Bulls have retired Michael Jordan's number. And remember the LeBron connection who went to the Heat and won a championship, right? So how about that? You get Miami. I mean, why? Why would that be? And not only that, we had baby Jordan, Harold Miner, who played for the Miami Heat, okay, and won a slam dunk championship. Remember Michael Jordan, Air Jordan, was known for his high flying ability and his slam dunks. Also, slam dunk championships, right? I don't know the exact number. I think he won like 2 slam dunk championships. But baby Jordan, Harold Miner, think about it. Is Jimmy Butler a baby to Michael Jordan? You see that? All in the language. And even the last name Miner, Harold Miner here. Think about it, Miner with the OR, right? Like like a little one, right? But early life and college, a native of Inglewood, California, Miner first came to prominence as a high school player, a standout on his team at Inglewood High School. Miner's spectacular dunking ability resulted in his being given the nickname Baby Jordan in reference to fellow NBA high flyer Michael Jordan. And he came around when Michael Jordan was in retirement. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's see if we can replace Michael Jordan. But there's some kind of connection with the Heat there, don't you think? And then them retiring his jersey, the only other team besides the Bulls. Right? And that's interesting, right? Because even Jordan retired as a member of the Washington Wizards. Okay? But it says only Miami and Chicago have retired his number. All right? Okay, and I want you to see that right there. Friday night, we have suspended Jimmy Butler for 7 games for multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team. Over the course of the season, and particularly the last several weeks, the team said in a statement Friday night. And look, Friday 1/3, I showed you in the article date, 112-day span from Jimmy Butler's birthday to January 3rd, 112. And Chicago Bulls equals 1, 1, 2. And that is the ordinal cipher, okay? So his birthday, September 14. That day to January 3rd, the day in question in the article, 112 days, and Chicago Bulls equals 112. Remember, Michael Jordan wore number 12 for one game in his career? On Valentine's Day, they said his jersey came up missing or whatever. They had some story. But that's pretty damn interesting right there, isn't it? And you see the September 14 birthday for Jimmy Butler. Think about Butler B, Bulls B. We mentioned Jimmy Carter earlier and how that sounds very similar to Jimmy Butler. Again, this is all by the language, y'all. Let's just go over to Google here real quick. Here's Jimmy Butler's page. Okay, so it looks like the recent game. Okay, so the game before this article, you see the Heat lost. They even lost by 13 points. You see that right there? So the article's 1/3, right? Michael Jordan equals 113. Butler missed a $113 million extension that he was eligible for last season. And remember, the National Basketball Association and Kobe Bryant equal 113. So a big number with these characters, and you see right there that 1/2 game the day before the article, they lost by 13 to the Indiana Pacers. That's interesting because Michael Jordan came out of retirement, I remember, and played against the Indiana Pacers his first game back after retiring. So that's pretty interesting. Let's look at that game real quick. So Butler scored 9 points. But again, he's a great defender. You know, he's right. So the player's got value, even though he only has 9 points, right? He played 27 minutes. Bam Adebayo had 20 points. Tyler Hero had 17. Terry Rozier, 16. And Kel'el Ware, 25 points. So that's a pretty balanced game. And if you can have Jimmy Butler, you still lose. But that's still a pretty decent performance. I mean, I guess 115 points, maybe not a lot nowadays in the now NBA, right? But still, I mean, like I said, this player has value, right? Okay, and let's see, didn't they play another game after that? Yeah, they played yesterday. And they lost by 36 points, y'all, to the Utah Jazz. Michael Jordan's last great moment as a player was against the Utah Jazz and his final championship, all right? And look at the Jazz are absolutely hideous. They're 8-25. But nonetheless, they get the 36-point victory right there. And you know what? I think we may have a 36. I think we do have a 36 in an upcoming slide. So we're going to come back to this, okay? And notice the Heat are barely lingering around 500. They got the 17-16 record. Let me click on that game. And okay, so look, Jimmy Butler did not play in that game from what I'm seeing right here. All right. And I'm sure they missed him, right, with the 36-point loss. I do not see Mr. Jimmy Butler. So he's already suspended. That's why. Okay. So he's already suspended immediately, right? So yeah, no Butler here, and of course they get destroyed by 36. And I don't know if he would have made a difference in that game, okay? And remember, they lose by 36, so we're going to come back to that. All right. So you see these undeniable connections and these patterns here. And look at this right here, this date in the article. In theory, the earliest that Butler could play again for the Heat is January 17 at home against Denver, but he has likely played for Miami for the final time. 117. Suspends equals 117. ABC 123. Apply that method. Okay? And we're seeing that ordinal cipher quite a bit right there. 117 suspends. Chicago Bulls 112. Again, that's just ABC 123. Anybody can do it. If you don't want to do it by hand, paper and pen or pencil or whatever, utilize the Gematrinator 85 calculator. Even Kobe Bryant equals 113 in that same ordinal cipher. And, you see Michael Jordan right there. Okay, and again, Jimmy equals 70, suspended for 7 games, 70 like 7. Okay, so that's a simple cipher right there that's popping up, okay? Don't forget Michael Jordan's father's name, RIP, is James. And you could call someone named James Jimmy or Jimmy James, right? But besides that, you get the J even, right? Jordan J, Jimmy J, James J, and don't forget Jimmy Carter, Jimmy Butler with that connection. And these two trending characters, right? Okay, so I think I have and look back to the 117. Remember, suspends equals 117, right? And you get the 117 date where they say in theory he could return for the Heat, but probably not going to happen. So look at this, man. So from Butler's birthday to that upcoming 117 date where they say he could make his return, look, it's 126 days from start to end. Butler's birthday to that date. 126, that's Kobe Bryant's rest in peace date anniversary. 126. So you see the patterns, don't you? 126-day span, and 126 is the RIP Kobe, the 5th year anniversary. 126, January 26. And I showed you the 113 connection. Let me go to the calculator because I said it a few times, but let me show you right here. I still got that Sumerian cipher. Let me get rid of that. Up right there. And this is just the 4 base ciphers right here. And that's from the Apple breakdown I did. And remember, that was 95 million, the number connected in that article. Okay. Kobe Bryant, you see 113 right there. ABC 123, right? You see the chart. And since I'm over here, Apple 95 million. You see, Apple agrees to a $95 million Siri privacy settlement. Okay? Just to show you again. And remember over here, Jimmy Butler III equals 95. Michael Jordan's mansion sold for 9.5 million. Okay? So all of these stories are absolutely connected. And I have one more thing with the 117. And remember, we have that 36-point loss by the Heat yesterday. And we're going to go back to that right now as well. Look, Michelle Obama's got the 117 birthday. I shouldn't even have said the damn name. But 117 right there. And of course, it says raised on the south side of Chicago. Michelle, oh, Michael Jordan, right? And you get the 117 right there with the Chicago connection. And remember, Butler played for Chicago. Obviously, Michael Jordan played for Chicago. You get the 117 date right there. Suspends 117. And I think Dwayne Wade's got that same birthday, 117, and he played for the Chicago Bulls as well. Dwayne Wade birthday. See, 117 right there. And look, he played for the damn Miami Heat. And he's born in Chicago. Woo! You see that right there? And born in Chicago. And the 117. Look at the 82 right there. Born in 82. Bryant equals 82. I know that. And how about that? Bryant, and even Bryant equals 26. RIP on the 26th, right? Jordan equals 26 and 62. Look at the 37 with Bryant, just like Chicago. Even though he didn't play for Chicago, you see the connection. Bam. You see that right there? Perfect, right? And look, let me show you Bulls. See? Dwayne Wade on the Bulls right there. You see that? Even he averaged 15 points in the 2018-19 season. I'm guessing maybe that was his last season. 15 points. Remember, the Bulls, or the Heat, scored 115 one day before our article. 115 like 15. And notice how they have 15 losses right there in that 13-point loss. You see that? And that game one day before our article. And it appears that that was Butler's last game before the suspension. Right? So pretty damn amazing. And then back over here, the 36-point loss. I want to verify that Miami Heat. Okay, and let me just click on see more and check the games here. Right, so we had the 1-2 game. Okay, yeah, so that was it. The 1-2 game, and then the next game was yesterday, right? So, they pretty much got smoked by 36, and losing by 13 that's not very impressive, obviously. And lingering right around 500. And up next for the Heat, they travel to Sacramento tomorrow to take on the Kings. And think about King James, right? That makes me think of King James with another LeBron connection with the Heat here. And I think it was Chicago that drafted Jimmy Butler. Who drafted Jimmy Butler? You see? Chicago Bulls. And how many teams has Jimmy Butler played for? I know Minnesota.
Here is information from Wikipedia.
How come they don't have Philadelphia there? Here, let me see if I can get a better answer. I know he played for the 76ers. He played for the T-Wolves, currently on the Heat, and then the Bulls drafted him. Is there one more team? I think that's it. And look at the hair on Jimmy Butler right there. So it looks like he has played on the 4 teams. So will there be a 5th team? Right? So he's played on 4 teams, it looks like. And he's even wore the 23, right? Will he play on 5 teams? Is it going to be a new team? And think about Michael Jordan came out of retirement wearing 45. So you get the 4 and the 5 there as well, right? Pretty damn amazing. Even Miami has the M like Michael, doesn't it? Okay, cool. So back over here. So I'm pumping out a lot of information for y'all in this breakdown. Remember, soak up the info. Remember where you got it from. And look, there's that 13-point loss to Indiana on Thursday night with Butler scoring exactly 9 points there. Look, you add up the total score and you get 243, and Kobe Bean Bryant equals 243, y'all. His full name in the reverse cipher. Not a crazy wild theory of mine. I'm just repeating it to y'all. Okay, you see that right there? All of these superstars are connected by this code, and it's very obvious with the NBA. Okay, and like the dates that they get their milestones and all of that. Very, very obvious. This is a script, okay? And there's that 36. Remember, they just had the 36-point loss, and Miami equals 36, and Butler will lose about 336,000 per game during the suspension. 336,543 to be exact, but you see the 336. Miami equals 36. And of course, the 36-point loss to the Utah Jazz. Look how Utah has 8 victories. Kobe wore the number 8 and 24, right? And there's that 25 again. The Jazz even have 25 losses. And remember, we are now in the year 25. Traded equals 25. Jimmy equals 25. Cool? And you see during the suspension, it said there about $2,355,798 in all. But 2-3, and you see the 2-3 with Jordan, and you see the 2-3 with Butler there on one of his teams, Philadelphia. All right? You see that right there? Bam, 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 bam.
Well, over in Miami, it seems like the Butler is ready to take his services elsewhere. Jimmy Butler sharing.
I can't believe they said that. So you get more LeBron connection there. Remember LeBron said that when he went to Miami?
Yesterday, he's open to playing anywhere outside of Miami. This after missing 13 days with an illness, and then
Oh my God, he even missed 13 days with the illness to go with the $113 million contract he missed out on. And Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, the National Basketball Association all equal 113. And the article's got the 1/3, the 13 date on it. And look how I paused it at 13 seconds. What a world we live in.
past 5 games, but of course he's been back the past 2. But after last night's loss to the Pacers, maybe a little trouble in paradise.
All right, y'all. So an unhappy Jimmy Butler. I hope y'all enjoyed the breakdown. I do these. I want you to see the patterns. Okay? And to me, they are absolutely undeniable. I'm just going to scroll down the article to see if anything else pops. Okay, let me see. And I think we got it, y'all. Let's see. We got one more paragraph here. They even mentioned Dwayne Wade right there. The bad breakup won't be the first for the Heat. LeBron James left in 2014. Dwayne Wade left before eventually returning. Shaquille O'Neal got traded and won't be the first time for Butler either. And look, you even get a 25 mil right there. Another 25. Both sides were rewarded along the way. Butler has made about $200 million in salary in his 5.5 Heat seasons, with another $25 million still coming this season. Right? And remember, Jimmy and traded equals 25. Cool? So I think my work is done here. I hope you enjoyed. If you've made it this far, shout out to you. Right? The Heat suspend Jimmy Butler for 7 games and will seek to trade him. You saw all the connections with MJ. Okay, and they look very, very similar, and that's well documented if you watch videos like this. If you're into videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. They say liking the video helps. It's all good either way. But if you want to see more content like this, you may want to do that, because I'm absolutely buried in the algorithm. Not a scripted character here. So shout out to y'all. Appreciate you. Share the video if you'd like as well. I'm active on 4 channels. I even have 2 retired channels. I have Richard West's link to his channel also on this homepage. So, if you want more videos, you like these videos, click, view, share the work. Appreciate y'all. We'll see what happens going forward with Mr. Jimmy Butler. Until next time, peace.